So, when I finished this anime, I messaged my podcast group chat and raved about it, would be putting it lightly. Uh, Mike
Mm-hmm.
messaged the chat like right before the episode was done saying, "Fuck, this episode really got me." And my exact response is, "This is where this goes from a phenomenal anime to a perfect one."
Yeah, yeah, no. Ugh. I have
Yes.
so many thoughts about this one.
Yeah. So you start this out with the with Deckham going straight to Nona to ask her about what he's feeling because he's obviously not doing very good with judging people. And she is noticing it as well, and he is very much not okay with how they're not being honest about you need to see a person's darkness in order to judge them correctly, because he's feeling how they're doing this isn't seeing their darkness. This might be them making some where it wasn't before.
Yep. I kind of had a suspicion that that was the case in some of the middle episodes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, it's you're finally starting to see that Deckham is like really, really, really noticing that the way that they judge people is flawed because you might be making a horrible person out of one who wasn't before, just because you're forcing
Mm.
them to act in ways that aren't natural to them because they're in a situation that's not natural to them.
Yeah, like you're pushing the people to like the absolute extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Causing them to have their emotions get the better of them, and you're going based on their reactions
Mm-hmm.
of their emotions for their judgment.
Yeah, and I love that they extenuate that with then they have a they have a person come in that is just the definition of the sweetest old lady on the planet, and they play the most simple game that does not require them messing with it whatsoever to judge a person. So you get the perfect example of Deckham trying to figure out if he can judge a person without trying to see if there's any bad in their life whatsoever, because he also doesn't ask for any of her memories.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why this episode got to me so much is it honestly reminded me a little bit of my grandma.
Same.
And one of the things we did quite often on Sundays when we had dinner is we would play card games.
Same. My like my cousins and me, we always joke about it whenever we get together, but like there's few places in my brain that I could, if needed to save my own life, that I can map every inch of and every smell and every sight and everything. And it was my kitchen at my grandma and grandpa's house on my mom's side. The kitchen was consistently 90 degrees. There was always a pot of coffee going that was military grade. And they had the same tri-colored wafer cookies in a bowl, the pink, brown, and yellow ones, the old school ones. Or anyone remember what those are that were all the rage that they always had that cost roughly 4 cents to buy?
Oh, yeah.
And it was we always either played solitaire side by side or we played Go Fish. That was all we ever did.
Yeah, for me it was pitch, which can get a little bit more competitive, but just the fact that it's something we all did together was just brought back all those memories.
Yeah, and this is the point where I started realizing the fact that something is this good that it's not based off anything. This is just a fucking idea someone at the studio had, and that realistically almost nothing happens in this episode, but yet it's one of the best episodes in the entire show just because of how well it's written.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's insane. You have no high tension action. The biggest thing that happens is you find out that the woman's name is Chiyuki, and that she loved the book Chavo when she was younger.
And she is a human, and
She is a human. Well,
she cannot stay much longer because she's pretty much using a mannequin, per se.
yeah, she's starting to chip away, and she is going to not be able to be on the plane or because they're not supposed to last that long. Only arbiters and everybody else are supposed to. But yeah, this was one where like I wouldn't say I have a fear of death, but like stuff getting towards the end and things like that a lot recently since I like don't have a single living grandparent. My dad's gone, my birth dad anyway. So like I don't want to say not death, but like the and how do I want to say that the realization
losing someone.
fear of losing someone, but also like the realization that a finality of human life where like there's only so much of it, and how you look at things is different than how a lot of people really should be. So this show really started fucking with me toward the end of it and thinking about things. And I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to be crying at the very last episode of this because, oh my good lord, Alex Organ dude deserves an Oscar for how good he is at the end of this show. But
Yes.
I guess I realize an Oscar's for movies, but it's more prestigious in my brain than half the other awards that he should have gotten in consideration for how freaking good he is. But yeah, it's that you can have so much emotion flowing out of just a game of Old Maid between three people that realistically don't know that much about each other.
It's just the beauty of how this show is written.
Yep.
It's one of those things where when people want anime suggestions because they've never watched anime before, I have trouble suggesting certain shows because I'm going to be honest with people. I'm like, I don't know if you're ever going to watch something as good as some of the shows that I might suggest to you. Like,
Yeah.
AOT and this are things I have trouble requesting people to watch it first because I'm like, there's a good chance it's going to be a downward scale for you afterwards.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, like this would be a show that I would recommend to someone. Actually, I would probably recommend this to non-anime fans just if they want something that's like a quick easy as far as the number of episodes.
Yeah, God, take it easy. I watched this all in a day and I about died. It's a hard stretch to the end, people. That's all I gotta say.
Which I'm prepared for.
Yeah.
God, that last episode hits you like a fucking truck.
Yep.
Oh, I can hear it
I
already.
watched this anime when it came out.
No, for people that don't know, I have like a 11-page at this point, single-spaced Google Doc full of anime recommendations, and I had like a thing spaced out where it was like 10 anime to watch in a row, and Death Parade wasn't on it. And then randomly I just started up Crunchyroll and I was about to start the first one, which was Code Geass, and all of a sudden I looked at it and just like flipping through it, and like in the suggestions with Death Parade, I'm like, that one's only in the 12s, so I can knock that one out quick. And I'm like, then I can start watching Code
Yes,
afterwards.
fair. But Code Geass is also good.
Oh, I know Code Geass is very good. And then I was like, I'll watch Code Geass afterwards. Yeah, no other anime watching
Yes.
got done after this because I just couldn't. I physically couldn't. I
Yeah,
needed
fair
something
enough.
stupid
Hopefully
and
you're-
dumb. Go ahead.
Hopefully soon you get into Code Geass.
Oh no, it's in there. I'm like halfway through it already. So no, Code is very good, and Code is one of
Okay.
those ones.
Okay,
where
that's good.
I know where most of what happens, so it's kind of like I'm just chipping my way through it because life.
You
happens
just
and I
watching
did-
it to fill in the blanks, which is totally fair, totally
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah, but Mike, any other comments before we're essentially in my opinion, the 2-part finale?
Just some questions, like, so
Answers.
I guess the questions I have is like, what's next for Chiyuki? Is she are these next episodes going to be like her final test?
This next 2 episodes are essentially Deckham's judgment of her. The last episode the most, but there's enough in this one where I consider it basically a 2-part judgment of her.
Got it.
Yes. Is essentially the last 2 episodes.
Yes, but you also get the finale of Mayu and blanking on his name,
Oh, the other guy.
Ginty.
The light y'all give me at home!
Yes. Yes, but yeah, that's another one to buckle up for, because that one is hard.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah. I've been ever very little of that, but it's dark.
it's dark.
That's all I remember.
And there's also
That's all I remember.
there's one really cool thing that came out of nowhere. I'm not going to say what it is, and Masao, if you remember what it is, don't say it. But there's a random thing a random anime thing that becomes a 2-second plot line of like Mayu's final thing. And I didn't expect it, but it's really cool that it kind of, in a way, makes an alternate ending for another anime that this studio's made. It's really weird. It comes out of fucking nowhere.
As of right now, not coming to my mind. The only thing that is kind of coming to my mind is this B plot line with the fangirl and like y'all give me at home.
Yeah, no, that's kind
Like,
of the part where I'm sorry.
Like I remember like one scene at the end specifically, and I don't want to
Yeah.
say it because
Oh,
spoilers.
I know.
So we'll
I
talk
know.
about it after.
Oh, trust me, I know. But all right. So, Mike, if you don't have anything else, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube at Renegade Pop Culture or YouTube at Organoid Zero. You can also find us on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
Is that?
And you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Keep110028.
And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube if you're into cosplaying and the like. You can find me over on my Instagram at Organoid Zero. Until next time, we will see you all later.
Peace.
Bye.